Welcome to Sweet Home High School's production. Get ready for a night of mystery and murder. And we please ask the audience to keep your identities secret by covering your nose and mouth and keeping your cell phones silent. Thank you. Enjoy the show.
I can't believe Jay Arlington is dead.
He was so rich.
I really thought the old bat would outlive us all.
Found dead right before his own birthday party.
How come they let all the other guests go home?
They asked me to stay. Did they ask you to stay?
It's not fair. It's just preposterous. What is the meaning of all of this?
Have you ever walked into a spider web? In an old house like this, you can easily walk into a vast, intricate web without even knowing it. But what happens when the prey turns on the predator? Who will get eaten alive? Maybe it's you. Because this web is a web of your own secrets and lies. And I, Casey Neptune, am going to untangle this web strand by strand. Because that's what I do.
I'm sorry, what do you do?
She's a spider exterminator, I think.
Well, the spider problem around the old mansion has gotten pretty bad, so.
The owner of this place just died. This is completely inappropriate.
It's appropriate if he died from being murdered. Because I am an exterminator of crime. Casey Neptune, private eye.
Did you say murder?
Oh, sorry. I should have led with that, shouldn't I? Eccentric billionaire Jay Arlington was found dead moments before the start of his 75th birthday was to begin. I was led him by work, Mr. Arlington's trusty butler.
Wait, how do you know that he's trusty?
I always thought Warwick was very tall for a butler. Haven't you ever heard the butler did it?
Warwick has an alibi for the time in question.
I'd happily take you to the nearby karaoke establishment where several admirers recorded my performance that evening.
Okay, I guess.
Do you wish to see the video? We could all watch together.
That won't be necessary, Warwick. Thank you.
I have the song in my car. I can sing it now for proof.
Leaves them wanting more, Warwick.
The point is that Warwick has provided an airtight alibi for the time of the murder. Something none of you have done. According to the police files, everyone who was invited to the party or working in the house has provided an alibi, except for the people in this room. So does anyone have anything they want to say now? About where they were earlier today? Any alibis? No? Well, it's all for the best. I'd be a little disappointed if someone just confessed right off the bat. Look, my files. Let's see who we have here. Clyde, the elusive groundskeeper.
I'm not elusive. I'm a regular groundskeeper.
And yet you say it so elusively?
No, I didn't. I'm completely normal and cool, and that's definitely my real identity.
That's the stuff. Love it. You're my favorite.
No, I'm not. I'm completely chill and humble and cool, and I have no secrets and no alibi.
Clyde, you're the best. I can't wait to get to the bottom of your whole deal. But, to be fair, let's move on. Sister of late Mr. J. Arlington, Davina.
And Best Community Supporting Actress of a Production 2013, and not a murderer.
And yet you wish to keep your silence about your alibi.
Unfortunately, I'll have to take a rain check at this time, Detective.
Then perhaps we could convince you to check that in later.
Look forward to it.
Quinn, J. Leslie Arlington was your great uncle?
The one time I don't avoid this whole side of the family, I end up responsible for murder.
So why get close now?
I got greedy. I thought to myself, Quinn, what if you put on a nice outfit and go to your uncle's birthday and eat some little appetizers around other adults for a while? Hubris, detective. My crime was hubris.
But what about murder? Do you have an alibi?
I'd really rather not say.
Then perhaps you branched off from hubris to something more sinister? Sparky, Mr. Arlington's lawyer and keeper of his corporation's secrets. I bet there's some fun skeletons in that closet a lawyer might know about.
That's nice. But, speaking of lawyers, I want one.
See, fun thing about that is you're technically not arrested, meaning I technically don't have to let you.
Fantastic. Then I'm gonna go ahead and, leave. So, nice to meet you all.
And if you were to do that, what headline would you plant for yourself in the headlines tomorrow?
Probably something like, shady lawyer refuses to cooperate. Looks really guilty.
Exactly. That is, unless you have an alibi.
At this time, I'm gonna retain my right not to give you one.
That's what I thought. Frank, head chef of the Arlington Mansion.
It is pronounced Frank.
Well, it says here that you're from New Jersey, but all right. Frank, you were in the kitchen preparing food for the party all day, were you not?
I was not. You twist my words.
Then let me ask as plainly as I can. Do you have an alibi?
Not one that I am comfortable sharing at this time.
Seems to me like you don't need any help with the word twisting, my friend.
I have something to say. I'm Edmund Ridinghorn III, an eccentric billionaire and Arlington's greatest nemesis.
And yet he invited you to his birthday.
They say to keep your friends close and your enemies closer.
Ooh, we'll get into that.
You see, it all started when...
in good time. Interesting. No one in this entire rogues gallery is willing to give an alibi to clear their name? No? Well, more fun for me. Look, let's go back around.
Can I make a suggestion? Maybe we could question each of the guests in private. Some may be happier to tell the truth if they can do it discreetly.
Good idea, Warwick.
Thank you very much. That is the key to butlery.
Did you learn all that doing your discreet karaoke?
I must have fun sometime, must I not?
Warwick, take these people to a room where they could sit down and stare at each other while the tension rises.
It would be my pleasure.
Now, who do we start with?
Perhaps we could begin with Clyde? I know him from our work together at the mansion.
Yes, bring him in. The elusive Clyde Bartlett. Or should I say, Victor the Goose Trembleton? Or should I say, Quick Fingers Rockefeller? Or should I say Bob? This one doesn't have a last name.
Yeah, I kind of ran out of steam on aliases after a while.
You have a secret identity? How could you? We were friendly work acquaintances.
I'm sorry, Warwick. I never meant to hurt you.
All those times I asked you about your weekend and you just said, fine. You could have been telling me your fascinating secrets.
You know, I was trying to seem extra boring so you wouldn't realize I'm the most wanted professional thief, in the world. I know how much you love your small talk, and I'm sorry that we threw that away.
Well, I, Casey Neptune, have just used psychology to make you admit you were a thief.
No, it feels pretty good to get it off my chest, actually.
Don't feel too bad about it. You're the best in your business, and, well, I'm the best in mine.
But why would he want to kill J. Leslie Arlington?
I wouldn't. I work clean. No murders and lots of hand sanitizer. That's my motto.
So then where were you earlier today?
You know, I don't exactly feel comfortable sharing that with you.
Well, I suppose you wouldn't mind having your sterling criminal reputation tarnished by murder?
Jeez, maybe murder would be better for my reputation than this, but I'll tell you how it all started.
You're late.
I barely made a sound. How did you...
The wind.
The what?
I have been sitting here for 20 minutes. My ears have become accustomed to the sound of the southwesterly breeze through the trees behind me. Your presence disrupted the sound of the wind through the trees.
You can really hear all that?
Yes. And also, you have a box of M&Ms in your pocket. I could hear them rattling from a mile away.
So you're not so smart after all. And the Reese's Pieces, not M&Ms.
It's time to go.
You bring everything?
Of course.
Rope?
Yep.
Wire cutters?
Yep.
Night vision goggles?
I got it. I got it all. It's all there. It's always all there. Because I am a professional. Because I'm always prepared and I am never late. Because when you're stealing from one of the richest men in the world, you have to be perfect.
Okay, I get it. And I appreciate it.
Good. So, can we go?
Of course. And to be clear, we're not actually late.
We said we would meet exactly...
I know what we said, but last night I figured out a way to reroute the security system from the main house to the guest quarters. The system will still be operational, but for the wrong building. And it saves me 20 minutes it would have taken me to disable the system completely. So we're right on time.
You really are brilliant.
Thank you. I'll have my candy now.
You literally just ate candy.
Don't start. You know my genius comes with a price. I cannot pull off a job of this size without my precious sweets coursing through my veins. The remnants of some breakfast Reese's will not get me through one of the biggest jobs we've ever pulled off.
Fine, here.
What is this?
Your precious sweets.
You're joking, right?
Just eat your candy so we can go, or we really will be late.
These are good and plenties.
So?
So? Good and plenties are not precious sweets. They're the candies of the damned, the devil's delights, the delis of the joyless.
What are you talking about?
If Jack the Ripper had a sweet tooth, he'd eat good and plenties. If Mussolini needed a sugar kick, he'd eat good and plenties. People who take off their shoes on airplanes, people who don't wipe down equipment at the gym, people who talk in movie theaters, people who cut in line, people who try to sneak extra items to the express checkout. All of them have one thing in common. They like good and plenties.
So, I take it you don't like good and plenties.
No, Bonnie, I don't.
It was all they had.
What do you mean it's all they had? What kind of terrible store only has good and plenties?
It was just a store. I think they were going out of business. It was sort of picked over, and it was either these or Werther's Originals.
You had the choice between delicious, creamy Werther's Originals and the worst candy in the world, and you chose these.
Just eat your candy so we can go.
We have to find a store.
We don't have time for that.
Do you have anything else? Breath mints, gum, anything?
Nope. You're just gonna have to suck it up.
We have to do it another night.
You know that is not possible. They're gonna move the jewels to Roosevelt any day now. Everything is planned for tonight.
So what do we do?
Hey. What about...
You don't mean it.
I'll distract the father. You take the candy.
They're already eating it.
It's still candy, isn't it?
What if the kid cries?
Give the kid something to distract them.
Like what?
Like a buck, a button, a coin. It doesn't matter. Anything's new to a kid that age.
I don't know how I feel about literally taking candy from an actual baby.
Well, it's this or nothing.
Fine, let's do it.
I cannot believe I'm doing this.
It was your idea.
But it's your stupid candy obsession.
I did not get to be the world's greatest thief by not eating candy.
No, you got to be the world's greatest thief because of me.
Just go. I'll sneak up from behind.
Excuse me, sir. I was wondering if you could help me out with something. You see, the thing is, I'm not from around here. I'm visiting my great-aunt Gladys, and her apartment's a bit dank, so I decided to come outside for a stroll to get some fresh air, you know. And I found myself quite hungry. So I was wondering, is there anywhere around here that you would recommend? But you see, I do have a few dietary restrictions to consider, like gluten. no gluten, and tomatoes. I can't have those, or I'll break out in hives. And no shellfish, or even shell-less fish. Basically, nothing from the sea, except for seafood and sushi. But again, no fish, so it would have to be some fishless sushi. But I tried some vegetarian sushi once, and I really didn't like it. And no dairy, and no sugar, because sugar is basically like eating death, and no high fructose or even low fructose corn syrup. And as far as meat goes, I do very much enjoy meat, but it would have to be meat raised responsibly within 25 miles of here. So if you could help me out, I would very much appreciate it, sir. Give me that sweet, precious recommendation.
I need it, or
we'll be able to sail away back to my Aunt Gladys. What does it matter? You're not paying any attention anyways.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. I didn't see you there.
It's okay.
I've been working on a research project me and my wife were working on when she was still alive, and sometimes I just get a little too focused on finishing the legacy.
It's quite all right.
I'm here with my son. We were just about to get lunch. Would you like to join us?
I would love to.
Come along, Cornelius. Don't worry, it's not actually candy. It's a genetically formulated supplement that I developed. I just sold the recipe for millions, so I'm rich. Shall we?
Wait, Bonnie. Where are you? Stay away from me, kid. Hey, that's... So, I couldn't have been committing the murder.
Because you were busy attempting theft of a confection from a minor?
It's the attempted part that's really embarrassing. Please don't tell anyone I was bested by a child.
The youth did seem to wipe the floor with you, sir.
If word gets out I couldn't pull this off, it would be curtains for my reputation.
Clyde, your candy situation is out of control. First, you hit rock bottom, but then you took a jackhammer and you kept going. Fact remains, though, you did not kill Jay Arlington.
How about this? You promised to stay quiet about my whole situation, and I'll give you a little insight on what old Arlington was up to the last day of his life.
I'll bite. I'm a loose cannon that doesn't play by the rules.
I also agree, since I feel slightly sorry for you.
So, the day before the party, Arlington tells me he's on my false identity. He knows the criminal underworld's backwards and forwards. Most of it works for him, but he must have figured out his case in the joint. I was ready to make a run for it when he offered to let me join the Arlington crime family, or as he called it, the family.
Whoa, back up. There's an Arlington crime family?
And I wasn't invited?
He said he was starting one up, starting tonight at his birthday. I was doing normal shady billionaire crimes with hedge funds and lobbyists, but I guess he was looking to branch out. He said he was recruiting.
And what did you say?
I said I'd think about it. So look, detective, now you have it all.
Really? We could have been having such better small talk.
How about this, Warwick? I'll take you out to lunch next week if I'm not in prison.
It's a deal.
Thank you, Clyde. This has been very illuminating. Who's next, Warwick?
Miss Davina Arlington has been rather hovering around the doorway out there.
I am certainly not hovering. I am preparing for my entrance.
Well, here's your cue to come and take a seat.
All right, Copper. I'm a dame with nothing to lose, and that's exactly what I'm gonna give you. 6 ways to Sunday.
I'm sorry, what?
I auditioned for an episode of Law & Order once in my youth. Seemed like such the thing for the occasion.
Was it an episode of Law & Order from the 1940s?
Now, Warwick, I know you wouldn't ask a lady her age.
I do not need your life story. All I need is your alibi.
I was on stage, detective.
Ooh, that's a good alibi. What theater was it?
All the world's a stage to me.
That is less good.
Miss, I know from your many riveting tales of the community theater that you must have quite the story to tell.
Oh, me? I simply couldn't. A spinner of stories.
What about when you regaled me with the plot of your unauthorized one-woman show, Starlight Express?
Starlight Local. Now that all started when someone said to me on the Rivera.
Precisely that story. I hardly realized 3.5 hours had even passed.
Oh, shall I do it for Detective Neptune?
No! I mean, no, I unfortunately do not have the time solving a murder.
I was thinking you could tell us the story of your alibi, unless you don't think Detective Neptune and myself would be hanging every word.
I could hold you two spellbound without as much as breaking a sweat.
I'll be very grateful if you could show us.
It all started with revenge. 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 This is it. The door.
How do you know?
An artist's intuition.
You got lost on the drive here, Mom.
That was the GPS, not my intuition.
Locked. Mom?
Freeze.
Warwick, shake a leg, you putz.
You aren't the boss of me. I thought you said no one was home.
I said I thought no one was home. How am I supposed to know the comings and goings of your uncle's servants, Patricia? That almost sounded like Estelle. Surely she's retired by now.
Estelle?
That old bat has been cleaning this house since Jay, Leslie, and I were in diapers. Did I ever tell you?
Let's get this over with. We'll do story time later. This stupid pin isn't working.
I have just the thing. Let's see. Oh, not that. Not that. Try this.
You want to pick a lock or write a letter to Harry Potter?
You know, when you go off to college, you'll think fondly back on our misadventures.
No more mother-daughter felonies?
You'll miss them when I'm dead and gone.
Mom!
Let me try that, dear heart. Achoo! This is quite the pickle.
Can you hurry up? I'm gonna bomb my midterm tomorrow if I don't study.
Study? Midterm? That man just bulldozed my home, and you're worried about pre-calculus.
The Arlington Community Theater is not our home.
Balderdash! Balderdash! The Community Arlington Players, my family?
I'm your family, and I'm telling you to focus.
My great-grandmother built that theater, and he thinks he can just blow it to pieces. Well, I, for one, think it's an injustice, and... Eureka! Now we find Rosebloom.
What is that again?
My brother's most prized sentimental of his youth, a time when greed had not yet calcified his heart. It's
a sled? Mom, come on. What's the point of stealing a sled?
The point is revenge.
What do we do?
Run, Patricia, run!
Not so fast, Davina.
Who are you?
Who am I? Who am I?
Yeah, who are you?
I'm Jared, Arlington's most valued intern.
Most valued intern?
Better an intern than a thief, Patricia.
It's Patricia.
How do you know our names?
Arlington warned us about you guys during intern orientation.
Listen here, my boy. I don't know what you were taught in intern orientation, but that man just bulldozed the most cultural institution of this town.
That junky theater. Who even went there? Like,
I'll have you know that we broke box office records of nonsense too.
Do we know why he bulldozed it?
He never really understood art. You know that. He said he didn't get my bold reimagining of the masterpiece, Cats.
Mom, no one understood that. You released feral street cats into the audience during curtain call.
That's called art, dear heart. It's not art if nobody's taking a risk.
Of catching rabies?
Who are you calling?
literally the police.
Gerard, no.
Please don't do that. Are those J. Leslie Arlington's teeth?
Mind your business, thanks.
Jared, look, we know you're just doing your job and all, but you see, J. Leslie is our family, and I'm sure you know how complicated family can get.
Breaking into a billionaire's house and stealing from it is pretty cut and dry, Patricia.
Stealing? That man is my brother, and I know him better than you ever could. When J. Leslie was just 8 years old, our parents gave us this sled for Christmas. Both of us, to share. And all day on that mountain, I watched him sled down. All day I asked him if I could go down. He said no. Second grade fist, pumping the winter air. Finally, I begged him if I could have a turn. He said, sure, Davina. As I stepped onto Rosebloom, he kicked the sled out from underneath me, cutting my scarf lip on that sled. I still have a scar drawn. And with that, I lost my work as a screen actress, meaning I had a face for the stage.
Okay.
Davina, that's not true. Jared, hang up the phone. I'll take it from here. Jared, what have I told you about the housemaster's teeth? This is the third time this month.
You're cleaning his teeth by choice? Ew, Jared.
I'm trying to go the extra mile. I can feel my promotion just around the corner.
Honey, I've been an intern since 1959. Master Arlington doesn't do promotions. Now please, give Davina and I a moment to catch up. Take this.
And what's this?
A key to the housemaster's teeth closet. 6th floor, row after row of dentures. Go nuts.
I literally went to Vassar, Estelle.
That's nice, dear.
Estelle, is that really you? I haven't seen you
Since you were a teenager, I suppose, when you moved out of Arlington Manor and did that program. What was it again?
I left for Poughkeepsie Players. They offered me a titular role in The Wind in the Willows.
Were you the wind or the willows?
Exactly.
Is this Patricia?
It's Patricia. What did you mean my Rosebloom story wasn't true?
Well, that did happen, but J. Leslie didn't push you. You pushed him.
Are you telling me that these hands, the hands of an artist, pushed my own brother down Mount Crumpus?
Yes, Davina.
That's not true. I won't believe it. I won't.
Believe it or don't, but that did happen, Davina.
Then what about this scar on the corner of the sled?
You dropped the sled.
And what about the scar on the corner of my lip?
You tripped over your own shoelaces and then cut your lip on a feather quill. Listen, Davina, I know growing up with J. Leslie wasn't easy. He was stingy and rude and took things that weren't his all the time. But that day in the snow, you finally pushed him.
I can't believe you're telling me that my childhood trauma wasn't real.
Look, I'd love to rehash, but I gotta go. Poor Kathleen and Tanya have been cooped up in the house all day.
Who's Kathleen and Tanya?
Oh, they're my pet piglets. Look at them. Oh, Tanya, what a ham.
Cute.
Well, I won't leave without this sled.
If that's what you need, Davina, take it. Goodness knows your brother can afford a new sled. Just make sure you're not holding on to things that belong in the past. Hey, Chuck. Tanya ate what? Oh my, I'll be right there.
Patricia, do you think I've remembered this all wrong? Have I thrown you into harm's way for something so foolish?
To be fair, you've thrown me into harm's way for less. Remember that time?
Shall we not?
Never mind.
Am I the villain of my own story?
Mom, it doesn't matter. The sled, the sibling rivalry, any of it. You're just overwhelmed. The Arlington Community Theater meant a lot to you.
Indeed it did.
But the theater wasn't really that crummy old building. The theater was you, your ideas, your performances. Your brother can't take that away from you.
Patricia, when did you ever get so clever?
During our mother-daughter felonies.
Come on, let's get home. I hear you have a midterm you might bomb.
Mom!
Well, that was quite the story.
You see, Detective, I couldn't give my true alibi without also incriminating my darling Patricia. And I hear the lighting in prison is terrible.
My only comment is that I found that Butler character fascinating and charismatic and very good looking.
Okay.
I can't stop thinking about that Butler. I love the theater. Am I now a theater lover? Do I have to wear one of the shirts with the Phantom of the Opera mask on it?
Warwick, please, just don't. Davina, I think we can keep this between us.
Like an actor's secret?
Or regular secret. That is, if you could tell me about all the interactions you had with your brother leading up to the day of his birthday.
I'm only too happy to disclose. For when I begged my brother, with rendering of garment and gnashing of teeth, not to disclose the theater where I built my life, he said I ought not to waste my time on the realm of imagined.
You abandon the magic at the theater? That's impossible.
And instead, join his family. When I said, I'm your sister, and thus already a part of your family, he said he meant his crime family.
Thank you, Miss Arlington. I think we can keep this between us.
Let me know where your next season is taking place. I'll happily buy a season subscription.
You may take a bow, Miss Arlington. But do not go far. Who's next? I'm intrigued by Quinn. She seems normal. Suspiciously normal.
Still waters often run deep, Detective. Quinn, the grandniece of the late Mr. Arlington.
So, here we are.
Huh, yes, we are here.
So they say. So they say. Or do they?
Were you gonna ask her about her alibi, or...
Come on, Warwick! I was doing a tactic.
Well, it was working, and I'm very scared.
What was your relationship like with your great uncle?
We don't have a lot in common. Last time I spoke to him, he asked me what my kid wanted for Christmas. And I said, I don't know. So he said, I'll buy a congressman. Everybody likes those.
And that made you uncomfortable?
I mean, where would I even put him? I think Uncle Leslie is just, a little bit...
evil?
That feels fine to see now that he's dead and all, but I suppose he kind of was. But I'm no angel either.
Don't you just want to get it over with and tell us your dark secret?
I can't. The things that I've done are upsetting.
More upsetting than murder?
Some might say it is murder. Listen, I promised my daughter an amazing Star Wars birthday party with lightsabers and blue milk. Most of all, a Chewbacca. A real super hairy Chewbacca. So how is it possible that one's not coming? There's no way to get a replacement.
Siri, find me the next Dodgers game. In my time zone? And also, where are my socks? The good ones, not those sweat socks everyone always wants me to wear.
Dad, you can't just ramble at Siri nonstop. You have to ask a distinct question.
I know how to ask questions. She's the problem. You told me this thing was smart.
Hold on, I'm gonna have to call you back. Dad, no, stop. What's that in your hand?
I don't know. I found it on the kitchen table.
Uh-huh. Are you sure that it is an ice cream?
Honestly, I think it just squeaked at me.
Look, Dad, I know you're playing this little game. Every time he buys you ice cream, he sneaks it into the house in a little brown paper bag just like that one.
Well, that's because Peyton loves me and you're mean.
I'm trying to keep you alive. Your last trigger was terrible. Now put the ice cream back in the freezer now.
Siri, find me a lawyer. I'd like to sue my daughter and have her put in jail.
First, get your blood sugar levels down, then we can talk about suing me.
Then, when the stormtroopers were like, stop right there. But she wouldn't stop right there.
I know, honey, I know. I saw the movie too, remember?
But remember, we went boom, boom.
Yes, I remember. Now, you have to go upstairs and get dressed because in less than 30 minutes...
I'm having a Star Wars party and I'm gonna eat cake and finally get a hamster. If I don't get my hamster...
Honey, we talked about this. No Jedi choking your parents. It's not funny. I mean, it's a little funny. Ow! Hey, I'll tell him not to do it again. Wait, I did tell him not to do it again. Why'd you hit me?
Is that an ice cream sandwich?
Yeah.
From my dad!
Yeah, he texted me for one of this very long and confusing text message. Are we still sure he knows how to use his phone?
He can't have these, so stop sneaking them into the house. I just kind of trying to take one downstairs. One that I assume you bought for him?
Quinn, I swear, this is the first one I bought for him today.
Then how did he already have one in his hand that he got from the kitchen table? You know what? Just help me, please, because today's going to be so stressful and I already screwed it up and...
Quinn, I'm telling you, this is the first one I bought for him today. And why are you doing it to that... Why did you do it to that pillow?
Chewbacca's not coming. The stupid party entertainers I heard, they said that he's not coming.
Okay.
We promised her Peyton. She cleaned her room and took out the trash and made her bed for 6 months. And we told her if she did all that, we would throw the best Star Wars birthday party ever. And now he's not coming? So what do we do? And don't tell me I'm being overdramatic. This is really important to her.
Yes, I can agree that Star Wars is very important to her because I just have to do a 2.5-hour movie. But there is one more thing that's more important to her than Star Wars.
The hamster.
The hamster.
And you got it?
Of course I got it. I snuck it in a brown paper bag like this one. And I texted you to hide it. Didn't you get my text?
Okay, I'm ready.
Just go get it. We should give it to her now so when we tell her Chewbacca's not coming, it'll start to blow. Go!
Bum 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 ba-dum bum ba-dum bum bum.
Honey, we need to tell you something. Please sit.
Never, you rebel scum. Now die!
Hold it. We talked about this your way. You cannot be Palpatine. He's evil.
You say evil. I say powerful.
Stop it. We talked about it. It's just something, and there's something we need to tell you now. Sit.
Hun, the thing we talked about, it's not where it's supposed to be.
What do you mean it's not where it's supposed to be? You said you left it on the kitchen table?
I know, but now it's not there.
You know what? Why can't you ever find anything? And also, you tell us about everything, and I'll go find it.
Okay, so you know how you want things to go one way, but they go in another way? So you just have to give you just have to go the way life gives you.
Are you getting a divorce?
What? Why would you say that?
Jesus, Peyton, it's right here on the kitchen table. What's...
Daddy said you guys are getting divorced.
Well, what?
No, all I was trying to tell is that Chewbacca's not coming in.
Chewbacca's not coming and you guys are getting divorced?
Honey, Rose, I am telling you, we are not getting a divorce. However, the second part is true. Chewbacca's not coming, which we feel really, really bad about. But we hope this cuddly for your little fun will make you feel better.
Really? You finally got me an ice cream sandwich?
What? Peyton?
I told you I didn't know where it was.
You said it was on the kitchen table.
Yeah, I texted you to hide it. Didn't you hide it?
No.
Did you see Rose move it? Or Grandpa?
No. Oh, no. Whoops, go to your room.
Why?
You just go to your room. You can tell us about Palpatine or anyone else tonight. Just go to your room now.
Palpatine? Really? You mere mortals will all perish at my feet.
Honey?
Okay, Peyton, I need you to go to the kitchen, open the freezer, and tell me if you see the hamster.
Why would the hamster be in the freezer?
Because I think my dad may have put it there.
Why would he do that?
Because I told him to. Because I thought you were thinking ice cream again, so I told him to do that. But now I'm actually thinking it might have been full of hamster. And I needed to go get it because if I see it, I may throw up. Dead animals, even thinking about them, they... Is that it? Is it?
Uh-huh.
And it's...
Dead.
Oh!
And frozen.
Oh! Stop! Just stop. I really don't want to throw up tonight, so just shut up and give me a minute. Oh, no.
Have you came up with something yet, or what?
Give me a minute. Aha! Well, give her this box.
A Tiffany jewelry box?
My great Uncle Arlington gave it to me. It's worth over $1,000.
Right, but she's 6.
We give her the box. We tell her it's a placeholder for the hamster, and then tomorrow we'll get her another one, okay? That's the plan, unless you got a better one.
I don't.
Then help me find a a bag.
Always telling me how to live my life. I served in 2 damn wars, and they're just always treating me like a child. If I want my ice cream, I'll have my damn... What? What in the... Oh. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no.
Just put pressure on it and it'll stop.
Gotta find a shovel. Gotta find a shovel. Gotta find a shovel. Gotta find a shovel. Gotta find a shovel.
You don't need to go to the emergency room. You cut yourself on a pair of roses scissors.
Right, but I faint at the sight of blood. You know that.
Yes, I remember our honeymoon.
You know what? I don't give you a hard time about your whole not being able to look at dead animals thing. You can at least be more considerate about my thing.
You know what? You're right. I'm sorry. Just stand. I just really don't want you to, faint. So stand back. I wrap this. Whoa, it's ready for you now. Come back down.
Die, everyone! Die!
Yes, very good, honey. You killed us. Now, come here now. We have your present. Wait, before you open it. Nothing today has turned out the way we wanted, which you feel really bad about, but when you open this gift, think of it as a metaphor for how much we love you.
I hear something in the box.
You do. Wait. Oh.
All I wanted was ice cream. Why didn't you let me have my ice cream?
Dad, don't! Blood.
Blah. So you see why I couldn't tell you? Because in a way, I am a murderer. A hamster murderer.
Now, don't get me wrong. I love accusing people of murder, but I feel like you're being a bit hard on yourself here.
A murderer of hamsters. That's what it'll say on my tombstone, detective.
It would be hamster slaughter, actually.
Wait, but
It's like manslaughter for hamsters, madam.
There's no intent. No jury would convict you.
Can I also point out she didn't necessarily do it alone?
So it's maybe accessory to hamster slaughter at most. And you truly could not have killed J. Leslie Arlington.
wow, really? Thank you. I really appreciate that.
And can I also point out, this could even be a useful learning experience for a young person who may only be seeing the benefits of the dark side.
It does seem like he's pretty much over it. Peyton took her to a child psychiatrist. Apparently they liked it because they had Legos.
The resilience of the young.
But detective, do you think that you could keep this to yourself? You can't imagine how aggressive the other parents can be. They're going to think I'm a monster.
I think I can do that. But can you tell us why you really were not close with your uncle?
Well, I guess I won't do any harm nowadays, I don't know, but he wouldn't leave me alone about joining the Arlington crime family. I've seen Goodfellas and The Godbrothers and all those other films, and never seems to end well. But I had this invite to his party, and I thought, I can't get any worse to Rose's birthday party. And now look, I'm implicated in the murder. This is why I always have a war thing around Thanksgiving.
Well, I have some thanks to give of my own. To you. Hopefully we will not keep you out there too much longer.
This is Sparky Randall, Esquire.
I'm afraid I had to drop the Esquire since I got disbarred in Chicago.
Oh, I'm terribly sorry.
It's not your fault. Apparently, buying jacuzzis for judges is not allowed, and you're supposed to attend law school. What a world.
I bet you had to buy a lot of jacuzzis to keep J. Leslie Arlington out of jail.
I'm gonna take the fifth on that. That phrase, do you ever wonder about it? Like, where does it come from? The fifth of what?
Amendment, I believe. The Fifth Amendment.
Oh, I don't know her.
The right to remain silent? As a lawyer, shouldn't you know that?
I guess on the flip side, as a detective, shouldn't you have already figured out which one of us is the big murderer already?
Don't listen to him, detective. I think you are doing a great job.
I know I'm doing a great job. All I need is for this snake oil salesman to tell me her alibi.
Now, detective, I'm a reasonable person, and you're a reasonable person.
I'm reasonable too.
Warwick's reasonable. We're all reasonable. And as a couple of reasonable people, I think we can come to a reasonable agreement.
And what are we agreeing to so reasonably?
The amount of money that can make this go away.
I did not become Detective Casey Neptune by putting a price on justice.
That's okay. I mean, who doesn't make mistakes? Now, do you have a Swiss bank account you like to use, or...
No, Sparky. You're the one who made the mistake. All we want is your alibi.
You really want to accept money? Traveler's checks? I know a guy who gets good tickets to hockey games.
You must really have something you want to hide.
It's just not a situation that looks fantastic for me, based on what is really circumstantial, if you think about it.
Get talking, Sparky. Unless you want to hire a lawyer of your own.
Okay, but keep in mind, as the jury, you've got to be impartial. What is it we do here at ARCO, Sam?
Well, there's a lot of papers and...
We control information. And in order to control information, you have to know information. I asked you to remember one piece of information, Sam, and what would that be?
Information.
Almond milk, Sam. Almond milk. It's the same order every day. There's never a day where I'm not lactose intolerant. There's never a day where I'm tolerant of lactose.
Well, usually I don't remember things like that.
You're gonna start.
Well, usually I don't have to because I'm...
I don't need to know who you are. You need to know who I am, kid. I'm Jay Arlington's strong right hand. I'm going to be the heir to his power. I have a lot of messes to clean up today, and I need my coffee.
Should I go get some for the people out in the lobby, too?
They're already here? Go, get them in here. And yes, coffee for Pete's sake. My friends, what a delight, what a dream, what a treat to have the two of you here today. Sparky Randall, at your service.
You're no friend of mine, and that hand is bloody.
And how do you figure that?
The blood of the Badgers, it's on your hands.
Oh, okay.
I'm Nikki Elliott of the Free Badger Coalition, and you and this whole evil company are murderers of badgers.
I, however, will shake my head, because I am the one who actually has appointment here today, and I believe in reaching out to people and reaching across the aisle. I'm also running for governor.
So you're not with him?
No. This very passionate young person seems to have joined my meeting today. I am Geraldine Jones of Badger.
Of Badger? Like, just one?
It stands for Big American Dreams Garner Eventual Resolution.
Your suits and your acronyms sitting in your ivory tower while the world's on fire and the Badger's being poisoned.
I was working my way up to that.
Well, this must be a misunderstanding, as of course Arco would never poison badgers.
Well, you see, that's where I may need to gently push back, as our recent survey yields over 200 deceased badgers all around the lake.
That sounds like coyotes, or cougars, or teenagers or something.
Perhaps. But then, of course, we have 17 badgers in deep comas, 8 with deep-seated psychological problems, and 5 different badgers with an extra eye.
Whoa.
Yikes.
Now, I'm a simple citizen. I may not be a scientist, but I know how many eyes a badger is supposed to have.
Fewer than 3. Some may only have 1, but definitely fewer than 3.
The experts we consulted all agree that is going to be a chemical getting dumped in the lake. A lot of it.
Let's say, in theory, that were the case. I'm not saying that it is. I'm just saying that if it were, you wouldn't be able to prove it was Arco.
Well, you do have your headquarters right here.
Circumstantial.
How about a record of you guys actually doing it? That's right, Captain Acronyms. I have folders too. That right there is a photo I took from the bushes March 16th. You see those people in Arco jackets unloading that mysterious liquid?
That could be there for any reason. I mean, maybe we were just making sure there's enough geese.
And here's a recording I also took from the bushes. The evidence landed right on my lap. Well, it hit me in the head, then landed on my lap afterwards.
I see how this may look a little incriminating out of context.
There's those coffees you wanted. They're kind of cold now.
Not now, Sam. I'm dealing with the situation here. A situation with these confused but lovely people, which I'm sure we can handle here in a moment. Why don't I take this and have someone look into it? In the meantime, Sam, why don't you get some orders here from our dear friends?
I don't want your blood coffee.
We actually don't have blood coffee, only regular.
In that case, I'll take some milk.
Do you have tea?
We do, but it's in the far back closet over there, and I really don't want to walk over there.
In that case, I would too take coffee with milk to support the dairy farmers of this great nation.
All right.
Let's go, Sam.
Now, I don't normally condone impersonating foliage, but this is a very strong case.
Thanks, Gov. Normally I'd say your reports are a bunch of useless legalese, but honestly, this seems pretty helpful.
Why, I appreciate your gumption. You know, as a young rapscallion, sometimes I hide
the bushes too.
Listen to me, Sam. This little problem is going to be swept under the rug with one tidy flick of my broom. I'm going to put the hippie in a coma with the badger poison and then frame the West Wing wannabe for the crime. That story will utterly eclipse the story of the poison we dumped in the lake, and I will have proved my worth to Jay Arlington and rise to power as I've always dreamed.
What? Could you start over? I stopped listening halfway through.
My mastermind monologues are completely wasted on you. Okay, here. Take this. Mark these cups so there's absolutely zero possibility of screw-ups. This cup is the cup with almond milk. This cup is the cup with regular milk. And this cup is the cup with poison. What are you doing?
Drawing a little badger.
You clown! You can't mark the one with the poison. They all have to look the same.
Chill out. I can draw too.
That's gonna look weird.
Fine. All the cups can have badgers on them.
Is that what you think a badger looks like?
And before we knew it, all of us were eating his death with Kurt from Bane.
That is the coolest thing I've ever heard.
I suppose my youth was a bit wild. What do you think Sparky Randall and the little underling went?
They're probably planning how to assassinate us.
Well, now, my young friend, there's not someone else with whom we hope to reach an understanding.
Yeah, but I think it's fine to know who you're dealing with.
I think you've got to consider what Ronald Reagan once said.
I absolutely do not.
My friends, thank you all for your incredible patience. It's such a pleasure to be working with such dedicated individuals. And here's our dear Sam with that coffee we all love so much. I'm such a bear until I've had my coffee. Love that Java.
Why are you being so weird?
Why, whatever do you mean? Here we are. One for you, and then one for me.
Did you draw little raccoons on these?
They are badgers, and they are exquisite. Of course they are. Don't be rude, Vicky.
Why did you draw badgers on these? Did you fill them with poison? I notice nobody is saying no.
Come now, Mickey. Truly, it is a little aggressive to assume that Randall here is not acting in good faith.
They left with a bottle of poison and came back with these cups. And now everybody's laughing manically. Am I the only one seeing this?
Mickey, accusing people of poisoning, you can really damage a new friendship with a potential donor or political ally.
But I'm not going to polite myself into a coma. Oh, I forgot something. Forgot about what?
Yeah, Sam, forgot about what?
Just let me...
I'm not drinking this.
No. Let's just calm down and drink our lovely beverages. See, there's badgers on all of them as a fun touch because we care.
See, Mickey, everyone's acting in good faith. If it makes you feel better, why don't you switch with me?
No. Let's all just calm down and have a sip of our drinks.
How about you drink yours first?
Okay. Let's see. Sam, are you absolutely certain that this is the correct order?
Totally.
Is that a yes?
Yepperino.
Come on, I need to hear you say yes before I drink this.
Yes, or whatever. Micromanage much?
No, not whatever. I need some confirmation here.
These absolutes, yes and no? What do they really even mean?
It means I need you to do something, one thing, one time, and tell me you are absolutely certain that this is the correct cup of coffee.
Yes, I am absolutely certain that it is the correct cup of coffee.
All right. To the health and safety of badgers everywhere, however many eyes they may or may not have.
That's lovely. See, Mickey? Trust. Let's begin to have a conversation.
Yeah, but I think it's gonna be a weird one though.
Sam, what have you done?
You're the one who told me to do something, Sparky.
You put...
I am certain that in that cup of coffee that is...
You put regular milk, didn't you?
Oh, come on. I wanted to say it.
Go ahead.
I am certain that that is regular milk. And for those of you who don't know, Sparky Randall is in fact lactose intolerant.
But why?
I insulted him constantly. That's probably it.
No, Sparky, it goes deeper, darker, more insidious. Everybody treats me like I'm useless. I'm nothing to you. Like someone's uncle who isn't even important, like nepotism isn't even real.
Ew, gross.
Nepotism is when you get things because of who you're related to.
Wait, so you're just mad because you had to do your job?
But Sam, I had to have you do stuff. I had to prove my worth to Jay Arlington to attain ultimate power. I mean, I was willing to poison them for it.
Wait, what?
I hate to tell you I told you so, but I pretty much told you so.
And now I will never not watch YouTube videos under your tyranny. And in a few minutes, your tummy will become a nightmare. While your little birdies fly away unpoisoned to ruin your career. And my uncle, he's going to be important forever.
You monster!
Wait, you were really going to poison us?
Well, I mean, poison got me into this meeting. I figured poison could get me out.
Mickey, I'm sorry. I should have never dismissed you. I just thought they would never resort to poison.
Listen, I really need to get to an important meeting down the hall, so...
Just a second, my friend.
Geraldine?
I think it's a time for a productive compromise, don't you?
Come on, quit joking around. This is a serious situation.
Oh, you can go. As long as you promise to never poison the badges of a lake again.
Or I will drop this recording of this meeting I'm making right now and make it public that you tried to poison us.
All right, fine. Let's just chalk this up as a loss. I gotta get out of here.
Score one for the Badgers, plus look who got off their high horse.
Honestly, I was getting a bit overly focused on my career before you reminded me why I got into politics in the first place. I want to get into the bushes and clean things up around here.
Maybe I ought to get out of the bushes and run for something myself.
Why did you come to my office tomorrow? I think together we could do a lot of great things.
Can you guys, not talk like that? It's kind of offensive.
What's offensive?
Doing things.
Enjoy doing nothing while you can, buddy. If you poison another human or woodland creature again, you'll be hearing from us.
Does that mean I have to answer the phone?
That's just the beginning, Sam. There'll be email.
No.
We'll schedule meetings every week.
No.
Oh, yes, Lord, help me. I will fax you. I will send you a fax.
No!
Goodbye, Sam. For now.
I hate doing things.
You know, last time I was down by the pond, I thought there was something a little off about those badgers.
Don't you feel bad for those badgers? They got a generous settlement.
How ironic. In attempting to poison your enemies, you brought low by your own lactose intolerance.
Yeah, definitely. So I've probably been punished enough, right?
I wouldn't go that far. But the fact remains, you did not kill Jay Arlington.
The defense rests.
I'm sure the Bar Association would be interested in hearing of your recent activities, though.
Way ahead of you, my friend. I'm already disbarred.
Didn't you get another license in Alabama?
Sure, but I mean, I don't think it really counts if you use a different name.
How about this, Sparky? I won't tip them off if you tell me about any weird interactions you had with Arlington leading up to his murder.
Okay. So, I've been working for old Jay Leslie for a couple of years now. Most of the lawyers that he hires opens up the closet, takes one look at the skeleton inside, and heads for the hills. I, on the other hand, am a little more...
Of a criminal?
A little more understanding. That being said, the less I know about the really evil stuff, the less likely I am to have to flee the country. So I usually try and leave when he starts talking about his sinister plans.
See, I want to give the scoop on the sinister plans, and no one ever tells me anything.
But the other day, old Jay Leslie comes up to me and says, "Sparky, how do you feel about crime?" And I said, Mr. Arlington, that's not really something you can say to me without getting me implicated. And he said, of course. You know, I think of you as part of the family. And I thought that was really sweet, so I asked if he wanted a hug.
Aw.
But he said, no. How would you feel about our family getting into crime? I think we do really well and we could use you. I just stuck my fingers in my ears and ran away yelling, la 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 la, I can't hear you. And he just laughed like a hyena and said, you'll see.
Not the most subtle guy, was he?
Effective though. You need anything else? Want me to ask about those hockey tickets?
Yes, please.
No, thank you. Sparky, stay close.
Chef Franck, master chef of the Arlington estate, and maker of the finest meal I've ever eaten.
I told you, Warwick, you can cut up hot dogs and put some in your mac and cheese yourself. It is incredibly easy.
It just tastes better when you make it.
Ah, Warwick, you simple soul.
Well, I hope you have a simple answer for where you were the day of the murder.
I was out. And about. Both, really. As in, where were you? Oh, I was out and about.
You seem a bit jumpy, Franck.
Me? Jumpy? No, I'm cool as a cucumber. A cucumber soaked in brines that comes on a sandwich.
Isn't that a pickle?
I am a chef. I know what a pickle is, detective. But have you considered what a pickle isn't?
You're stalling, Franck.
Do you know who loves stalls? Horses. They also love carrots, so I made the bolo ponies a light carrot reduction with a cream garnish for lunch.
There seems to be a lot of bubbling under your lid, Franck. But I only want you to answer one thing. What was on the menu earlier today?
Pork chops?
I was thinking more of honey-glazed murder.
Enough. It was not murder. But it wasn't exactly kosher either.
Well, you better hope your story passes FDA inspection.
The plan. Yes, we have the fish, the jewels, the case. Hello, yes, it is all going to go so well. Murder. So, where have you been?
I had to finish preparing Sir Arlington's lunch. You know how he is.
Yes, no crust, triangles only. Never mind that. Is this the case?
Of course it is. Why are you speaking in a German accent?
It is not German, it is French.
It sounds German, Frank.
Well, it is French. And call me Franck. I'm in disguise.
Not much of a disguise. We're dressed as chefs.
You are dressed as a chef. I am a French chef.
It's what you wear every day.
But it is French. You need an accent.
I'm not doing an accent.
Is it in here?
Yeah, but why would we put it in a briefcase?
Because Lou said to.
When are we meeting him?
Any minute. I need to see her.
Her?
C'est magnifique.
Stop that.
We're going to be very rich, Sue.
Keep it up and we'll be very arrested. I still don't understand why we would bring a fish down to the dogs.
It is called an alibi, to avoid suspicion. If we were searched by one of Arlington's guards, we come down here to buy fish at the marketplace all the time, and they're too dumb to search a fish.
I get that part, but why would we bring fish down here? We don't sell fish, we buy fish. So why would anyone with half a brain not be confused why we're bringing fish out of the kitchen and back to the docks?
Easy. It is an extra fish. Arlington over-ordered. We do not need it. We are bringing it back.
Frank, don't screw this up for me. I can't live my life like this. I'm not like you. I'm a chef, not a thief. This con job is it for me. And then once this is over, I'm going to leave with my share of the money and I'm going to open my own restaurant and pretend this never happened.
I was like you once. Overcautious, overbearing, underdressed. Believe it or not, I was one of Arlington's most loyal servants, until one day I saw him speak out a piece of my filet mignon into $100 bill. And I said to myself, such filet was cooked perfectly, and who uses a $100 bill as a napkin? The answer, a man without taste. This is a man that deserves not loyalty, nor respect, nor fish. Since that day, I've been looking out for number one. Me. So you say you're not a thief. I say not yet. You and me, one's the same. Viva la revolution!
Please calm down.
I am as calm as can be. Murder.
You Frank Doughboy?
Franck Dubois.
What?
It's French.
I am French.
Why?
Why? Why am I French? Because
he was born that way.
Yes, that is it, precisely.
You didn't sound French on the phone.
No? Oh, well, I had the flu. The French flu. And you sounded like a man. Anyways, I'm Franck, this is Sue, and everything is going according to plan.
Except those aren't our real names.
They're not? I mean, of course they're not. It would be foolish to use our real names, just like your real name is not Lou.
No, it is.
Oh, well, that's fine. You're dressed in disguise, so it's the same concept.
What disguise?
The pirate disguise?
Pirate disguise?
He's talking about your hook, eye patch, fluffy shirt, vest, and everything. You're just missing a parrot.
I lost my hand and eye in a boating accident. That day would have been terrible if I didn't save that seal pup.
How brave.
You don't like my shirt?
No, we do. It's lovely, really. Silk is silky, I'm sure.
Enough. You got the fish.
Yes, it is in the case.
Why would you want it in a briefcase, though?
You ask too many questions, Sue. If that's even your real name.
It's not.
I don't care about the fish, actually. You got the gemstones?
Yes, they're in the fish. That's how we snuck them out. Through the kitchen, in the case.
It's actually very clever if you don't think about it.
I'm trying not to. That's my cue.
Let's just make the exchange.
Fine by me. You're two of the most suspicious people I've ever met in my life. And your French accent sounds German.
At least we're not dressed as pirates.
I don't care what you think of my shirt. Next boat horn, and I'll be on my ship out of here, and we'll never have to see each other again.
Give her the case.
She should give me the case.
Do it at the same time.
I don't...
Put it on her hook.
Is that offensive? I think that might be...
Have a nice life, weirdos.
What an odd person.
Can you stop doing the accent now?
Yeah, I guess.
Frank, we did it.
We actually pulled it off, didn't we?
I'm gonna quit. Can I quit?
We can both quit.
Fine, then I quit. Finally, I'll never have to work for some bumbling moron ever again.
What do you mean?
I want to count the money. Can I count the money?
We could bathe in the money.
Is there that much?
See for yourself.
Frank?
Is it a beautiful sight?
Not exactly.
It's a fish.
It's a fish.
She took the wrong case.
No, this is a different fish. This is a haddock.
I can't believe it. She brought a briefcase with another fish in it. This isn't what we wanted. This is a haddock. We've been swindled.
I believe you successfully summarized the events. Why didn't you check the briefcase before she left?
Why didn't you?
I should have never trusted a pirate.
Good rule of thumb. I can't believe it. It was the perfect plan, too.
Yeah, except for that last part. How did she know to bring a fish? And how did she know we weren't going to check the briefcase?
C'est la vie. Was my accent believable?
Yes, very French.
Thank you.
Boss, think I can have my job back?
Get the haddock. At least we know what's for dinner.
So your alibi is a botched jewel theft.
Well, actually, the theft went quite well, actually. Perhaps an unsuccessful jewel sale, but the theft went just fine.
So you couldn't have committed the murder because you were stealing diamonds. That's some alibi.
In a way, didn't I actually kind of not steal the diamonds? Since I didn't make any money off of them.
That's not how any of this works.
No, I'm pretty sure it is, actually. If you steal something and then don't make any money off of it, that's double indemnity.
That's not what double indemnity is.
Why does it matter? Franck, I'm frankly very hurt that you would try to pull off a diamond heist and not even think of inviting me.
Warwick, this guy's in huge trouble, and it didn't even work.
I just like to be included.
Warwick, I am so sorry. See, you have a bright future ahead of you and you have people's respect. I didn't think you needed it.
I guess that's understandable. You've conducted yourself in a manner unworthy of your own queen, but I forgive you.
Still friends?
Well, of course. Do you need a character witness for your trial?
They cannot have a trial. That's double indemnity.
That's not what double indemnity is! But I think we can keep this under wraps. If you tell me about any weird interactions you had with Arlington leading up to the murder.
Well, there was this one night. I was downstairs prepping breakfast for the next morning, and he came down for a midnight snack. He said, Frank, what are you up to? Oh, surely not stuffing a muffin and some cutlery under my hat. That would be foolish. He said, what? I said, nothing.
I feel like I'm watching tennis here.
But then he said, Frank, if I were to cook up some sort of criminal organization, I think you would be a key ingredient. And I said, I do not understand you. I am French. He said, sure you are, Frank. Sure you are. Keep those knives sharp. It was all quite strange.
Thank you, Frank. You may go and join the others. I have a feeling this is all going to boil over real soon.
Edmund Ridinghorn III, rival, eccentric billionaire, and nemesis, greatest nemesis of the late Mr. Arlington.
Are you reading that off of a piece of paper?
The gentleman requested I read it, sir.
I wish to have everything in order, for I am here to confess.
Okay.
Okay.
You seem very eager. You're trying really hard. I'm suspicious.
I am simply a hardened criminal and murderer, and I have no regrets, and that's the full story.
You see? That's what makes me feel like there is more to the story.
Well, that's unfortunate because there isn't.
I suppose we should have started with him first.
What's the fun in that?
Am I not evil enough a billionaire for you? I took out 3 rainforests today to make a golf course.
Mr. Arlington actually did that once, but there was some sort of youth center for troubled teens in the rainforest. They tried to raise money, but I guess it wasn't enough.
Ugh. Even in death, he has to one-up me every time. I hate him so much.
No. You know what, Mr. Ridinghorn? I think you're smarter than him.
I am. I'm superior in every way.
He had one flaw, though. He was a liar, totally incapable of telling the truth.
What a fool.
So if one was truly better than him, they would tell me the story of where they were today without leaving anything out?
I will. Watch this. I will tell you everything without leaving anything out. Look at me now, Arlington.
Yeah, you show him.
I'll start from the beginning.
If I may say so, sir, you're looking very dapper today.
Well, Nesbit, today's a very important day. Do you know why?
It is the day you will finally...
Is it I'll finally kill my arch rival?
Ah, yes, sir. Sir?
I've wanted to murder Arlington since I first became his rival.
Ah, yes, but sir...
The year was 1963. Arlington and I were school chums at Richmond Prep.
Yeah, very well, yeah.
Don't interrupt me again. It was the night of our winter formal, the Richmond's Money Ball, and Arlington betrayed me. He wore the same suit I already told him I was planning to wear, and it was so embarrassing. The magazine Wealthy People did a Who Wore It Better poll, and I lost, even though I wore it better. And I know I wore it better. You'll pay for this, Arlington.
I'm sure you looked better in your suit, sir.
Of course I did, but our feud has lasted to this very day.
Sir, I can't help but notice...
Today it all ends when I murder Arlington in cold blood.
Sir, I can't help but notice the mole in the back of your neck seems to be getting bigger.
How could you speak to me of moles on such a momentous day, Nesbit?
I don't think you should leave a mole like that go unchecked.
I'll have plenty of time to take care of it after tomorrow, when my rival is dead.
Will you at least promise me you'll see a doctor?
No time. I'm off to meet my arms dealer. The eagle flies at daybreak.
Look, I told you I'm not doing that stupid code. Do you want the gun or not?
How can I trust you if you do not use the code? The eagle flies at daybreak.
Fine. Eagles are cool. Now this is a very finicky, antique pistol.
Good. Because I'm not murdering just anyone. I'm murdering the man I've been in rivals with for these 50-some odd years.
Are you sure you don't want something more practical? It's very easy to sell guns in your country. I have many.
No, I want this gun.
Fine. You brought the cash?
Here you are.
Holy Eastern Orthodox, Mary. What is that on your neck?
No, nothing. I wish everyone would stop talking about it. I have my weapon, and I'm ready to murder my rival.
What did he even do to you anyways?
He wore the same suit as me.
Huh?
But now, I will become the decades-long winner of our duel, making me the Burr.
You want to be Burr? That's insane!
Burr, he won the duel, didn't he? And I believe history will see him as the winner just as soon as my original musical, Burr, ever makes it to Broadway. It's for all the people who saw Hamilton and hated it.
Which was no one. Look, that really doesn't look right. You should really get it checked out.
No time. I'll do that tomorrow after my rival is dead. I'm off to be my getaway driver.
Whatever makes you happy.
The eagle flies at daybreak.
Eagles are cool, right? I'll drop you off at the east end and pick you up on the west. We only got 10 minutes to get there, so hop in. You're about to find out why I'm the— Whoa! I'm saying, but whoa, you're something that looks very serious. Yikes.
Will everyone please stop talking about my neck mole?
That really does not look right. And also, my cousin's a nurse at a dermatologist's office. He told me never to let moles go inside, especially once they start getting bigger or changing color.
Well, mine's not changing color.
It's changed colors twice since I've been standing here. Right now, it's a very pale green.
Green? I'll admit it, that doesn't sound...
Honestly, do you mind if I take a few photos? That's the exact color I want to paint my bathroom.
Are you going to be my getaway driver or not? I have a rival to murder, and we haven't much time.
Yeah, I'll do it. But I think I should drive you to a doctor. I won't even charge you, man. I just want you to get this checked out.
Can I wait until after I murder the man who wore the same Brooks Brothers double-breasted navy suit? The man who also proceeded to wear the same red paisley tie as if to spite me?
No.
I've never seen anything like this in all my years of doctoring.
Please remove this thing so I can be on my way. It is very important I make it to my rival's house before his evening soiree.
Yes. Take a deep breath.
Ew! Oh my
God, it moved.
Oh, yikes! They do see that.
I can't see what you're looking at.
Your mole appears to be changing very rapidly. There's a medical term for this kind of mole. It's called very gross.
And I'm not a doctor, but I agree. It is very gross.
I'm afraid we'll need to remove it now.
Now? What do you need to...
Murder your rival in cold blood. Yes, I know, you've said. But I'm afraid this is medically necessary. You have a very disgusting mole on your neck that moves when you breathe in and out.
And I'm not a doctor, but I agree. But there's some kind of ooze seeping out. This does not seem very good.
Hey, that's a good diagnosis. Maybe you should be a doctor.
Look, are you going to remove this thing or not?
Yes, sir. Nurse, please bring the extra large scalpel, and please also bring me some saltine crackers. I'm very nauseated by the sight of this disgusting mole. I'm giving you a shot of Novocaine to numb the area, and oh my God.
It put the syringe! It's getting stronger!
Code scary mole! Code scary mole!
That's not a code!
Nico's the eagle flies at daybreak, if you ask me.
You know, I'd like to say, I might just be a nurse, but this is the most disgusting thing I've ever seen. More disgusting than anything I've ever seen in any of my textbooks. And I would also like to say thank you, because this is the reason I went into the medical profession, to help people like you with large, gross, disgusting things on their bodies.
That's a beautiful sentiment. Here, come here and take a closer look.
Ooh, can I poke it with a tongue depressor?
Of course. Would everyone like to do that?
Ow, ouch! Watch where you're poking there. This does not seem medically necessary.
It isn't, but it's the perks of being a doctor.
Look at all that ooze.
Ah.
Ew. Hey, Auntie, this would be a good seat for my boy.
Oh, is it just me, or does this smell really bad?
Very good. Can you identify the scent?
Rotten eggs?
Cabbage.
Garbage. A skunk.
Yes.
Another skunk. 2 skunks.
Correct. It was a skunk.
Oh, it's coming from me?
Tracy Bellman, New England Journal of Medicine. You've heard about this smell. We'd like to document it for science. Can I take a few photos?
No.
Absolutely. Ooh, tag me.
Ooh, selfie!
Enough already! Are you going to remove this thing or not? It is very important that I make it to my rival's house today. It's the 57th anniversary of the day he stole my Luke.
You really shouldn't do any murdering for 48 hours after your surgery. I mean, you really should rest.
I'll rest when Jay Leslie Arlington is dead.
Jay Leslie Arlington? Didn't you hear? He died like 10 minutes ago.
What? No, that's impossible. He's having a party tonight.
It can't be impossible because TMZ reported on it, and TMZ is never wrong.
TMZ? I've never heard of it.
It's true. He was found dead in his home. Here's a picture.
What? No! Impossible! He's supposed to be mine! Mine! Wait. He's wearing my same suit! So you see, I couldn't have committed the murder, even though I really, really wanted to.
Because everyone was so obsessed with your mole, you never even got there?
It's quite embarrassing, honestly.
I mean, I know Mr. Arlington beat you a lot and you hated him, and trust me, I know about every weird he had, but nothing that could compare to what you just described. So at least you beat him this time, right?
I guess. You promise you can just tell everyone that I'm the murderer? I have a briefcase full of money in my trunk.
And let the real culprit go away? Afraid not. I did not become Detective Casey Neptune to just not solve this case. And we are not negotiating with money. The only thing we will accept is a briefcase full of the truth.
The money's in my car.
I'm willing to negotiate.
I said we are not willing to negotiate, Warwick.
How about this? I tell you about the little chit-chat me and Arlington had last night. You promise you won't tell anybody about the mole situation?
Yes, you have my word.
Okay, so my favorite person called me last night to talk about my little family business and his.
And by family, you mean?
Crime family.
And by business, you mean?
Crimes.
Okay, gotcha.
And he would not let me hang up the phone until I accepted to come to his birthday party tonight.
And you didn't think it was a trap?
Oh, I was hoping it was a trap. Then that would give me an excuse to duel him.
Sounds to me like you were hoping to make a mountain out of a molehill. Isn't that a good one, Warwick?
Honestly, it wasn't my favorite of your wordplay, Detective.
Yeah, I'll admit it was a bit of a reach.
But it won't be long before you reach a conclusion.
Nice one, Warwick.
Can I go now?
Yes, you may go. Warwick, I've seen enough. I've gathered all the evidence, heard every alibi. Bring the suspects to me.
This is so exciting. Detective, they want to know why you won't go out there and tell them who the murderer is.
Amateurs. Warwick, why don't you go out there and sing something? Thank you for joining me. Can we please have a round of applause for Warwick?
We want to know who the murderer is.
I don't see why we can't do both.
Thank you. It's all for my fans.
Now, on to business. You all were invited to Jay Leslie Arlington's birthday. When you had been informed that your host was found dead in his study, each one of you refused to give me an alibi, till I, Casey Neptune, unraveled each web of lies. And it seemed like each one of your alibis is a crime in itself.
You said you weren't going to talk about that.
Oh, yeah, you're right. So anyway, each one of you are criminals in your own way.
Hey, you said you would keep quiet in exchange for all of our information.
Yes, but I always have to do a monologue of what everyone said. It's an important part of my process.
Just get on with it. I want to go home.
I won't tell anyone your alibi if you don't tell anyone mine.
I really did not think this through, did I?
Can I make a suggestion? Everyone, raise your hand if you swear the next 10 minutes to secrecy.
Great, let's get cracking, and you all will be able to go home soon. Clyde, the elusive groundskeeper, was literally attempting to steal candy from a baby.
I know how it sounds, but the minor in question was extremely tricky.
And he didn't want his lack of success to ruin his reputation as a thief.
Just have to come up with a new alias.
Davina, sister of the late Mr. J. Leslie Arlington and grande dame of the theater, spent the day breaking and entering his mansion, meaning to steal his symbolic sleigh.
I had a very compelling emotional motivation.
But she didn't fancy the unflattering light of the justice system for her and her daughter, Patricia.
It's Patricia.
Quinn was the accessory of the death of an unfortunate hamster.
Hamster's the sled, I think we said.
Thank you. And she did not want the judgment from the other parents.
You can't imagine how passive aggressive the other parents can be.
Sparky Randall, Mr. Arlington's lawyer.
Who's this? I mean, I don't know. Or what are you talking about?
All of your evidence is right here.
Oh, yeah, right. keep going.
Sparky attempted to take out 2 environmental activists with badger poison, but he was brought low by his own Achilles heel, lactose.
I'm thinking of suing cows in general. All cows.
Frank, the head chef of the Arlington mansion, attempted to settle the score by selling stolen diamonds.
Do you know how many diamonds this man has? He could sprinkle some on his popcorn.
But when his fish smuggling scheme was turned against him, he fell for it.
Well, on the bright side, I got some fantastic haddock for tomorrow.
And finally, Edmund Ridinghorn III, self-proclaimed nemesis of J. Leslie Arlington and would-be murderer.
I can still confess if that's on the table.
But he was so embarrassed by a mole that everyone was so obsessed with, he never even showed up to commit the murder.
I would have done it, for the record.
Sure. So, all that leaves is me.
But why?
Oh, well, I don't know, but it's gotta be me, right?
Are you saying you don't remember committing a murder?
Well, no. But there are ways to get around that. It could be some Dr. Jekyll, Mr. Hyde sort of alter ego situation.
You're literally just guessing at this point.
Ooh, maybe I have an evil twin. Oh, Warwick, do you have an evil twin?
There might be one other solution. I was never dead.
J. Leslie Arlington?
Happy birthday to me.
But it's impossible.
You said we was dead when we got here.
Well, yes, I got a call. J. Leslie Arlington is dead.
That was me doing an accent.
You didn't go in there to check?
You didn't look for a pulse or check for clues or anything?
Okay, let me get one thing straight. Dead bodies, they're icky, okay? I'm more of a keen insights kind of detective. More the gather everyone around the drawing board kind of detective.
Exactly the kind of detective I needed for my plan. For you see, now that I have each of your alibis, each of your darkest secrets, I think it would be wise of you to give me what I really wanted for my birthday all along.
And what was that?
I got you a nice sweater. You will join me in creating a new powerful syndicate known as the Arlington Crime Family.
Never.
Or I will reveal your alibis to the world.
Keep an open mind.
But I said, everyone raise your hand if you swear the next 10 minutes to secrecy.
And I didn't raise my hand.
Okay, that's fair.
But why? Why make a Arlington crime family?
It's just that no one in my family ever wants to hang out with me.
We all literally just tried to come to your party tonight.
And you faked your own death.
Well, what did you want to do? Play board games? I mean, spend time together as a family doing crimes? I asked each of you if you'd be interested, and nobody was ready to get on board. When you're as rich as I am, you don't wait around.
I like board games, thank you very much.
And what about me? To be honest, I'm feeling a little left out.
But Warwick, you were the key.
I was?
On the contrary, you're so involved in everything around me that I knew you had to be drawn in somehow. So I made sure you had an airtight alibi.
The 2-for-1 special at the karaoke place.
That was me. I had that coupon printed specifically for you.
Really? For me?
You always record yourself singing at the karaoke place and show it to everyone constantly. Your alibi would have had perfect proof and made you the obvious choice to assist the detective and hear every single one of the suspect's secrets and deliver them to me.
I did?
See, just now, Warwick, you're a really important accessory to all of our crimes. And don't you forget it. So if you ever go to the feds, I'm coming for you.
It's a true honor. Thank you, sir.
And what about me? What about Detective Casey Neptune?
Well, I think it's about time that my family had some bonding time. You can go out that way to the hedge maze and we'll count to 10 to give you a sporting head start.
Wait, what?
He always wants to play the most dangerous game.
Come on, everyone. This is family time that we'll treasure forever.
I'm good, actually.
I don't really like this.
I have a theater thing down the street. Or, in other words, if the detective makes it out, so do all your secrets.
Yeah,
No,
that's
good point.
I can cancel.
We can spare her.
Hold on a second.
1,
Wait.
2.
Why are you all looking at me like that?
3,
This is like the case of the Clockwork Pelican all over again.
4.
This won't be the last time you hear of Detective Casey Neptune.
You better hope it is. 5, 6. Well, what are you all waiting for?